Genghis Khan's legacy and established the greatest land power in world history. By the power of eternal heaven, of the Khan who is like an ocean, and of the mighty people. In honor of his father, Ogedei produced a written version of his family history. At the assembly, he was presented with the completed work, The Secret History of the Mongols. Half epic, half chronicle, it tells of the origin of the people of the steppe and the deeds of the great Genghis Khan. Genghis was proclaimed the Great Khan in the year 1206 after leading the Mongol clans into battle to defeat the nomadic peoples of the steppe. Genghis demanded tribute, unconditional allegiance, and iron discipline from his subjects. His will was law. He organized his gigantic army into strong groups of 10 soldiers.
If they do not keep together and one of them flees, they will all be killed.
An officer's rank was determined by aptitude and courage rather than social position. The soldiers' loyalty to the Khan as he led them from one victory to the next was boundless. Genghis ensured that there was law and order in his empire. The Yesa, the law, ended despotism on the steppe and laid the basis for the Mongolian state. Genghis Khan's national emblem now hangs in the Mongolian parliament.
Монгол улсын төрийн билэгдэл 9 хүлд цагаан түгийн дэргэд ирээд байна. Энэ 9 хүлд цагаан түг гэдэг маань 1206 оны Улаанбаатар жил онон мөрний тэргүүнээ Чингис хаан их Монгол улсыг тунхаглан хаан ширээнд дөрвөмжлөгдсөн тэр үед анх байгуулагдсан юм а. За энэ 9 хүлд цагаан түг гэдэг маань монголчуудын бахархал, инх төрийн билэгдэл, төрийн одоо сүр сүлд уршиж байдаг ийм одоо утга агуулгатай.
The land of the Tartars is large, but far more worthless than I can express, wrote John of Pian de Carpini. William of Rubruck was familiar with his fellow monk's account. However, unlike the condescending Carpini, Rubruck was a man of astonishing objectivity. He wrote, "When I was among them, it was as if I had suddenly entered another world." He described the nomad's way of life with fascination and great powers of observation. It has hardly changed to this day. The Mongolian drink, erak, is made from mare's milk. Rubruck described exactly how it is prepared.
They stretch a rope between two stakes and tie the colts to it. The mares stand near their foal. A man brings the colt to the mare and allows it to suck a little. Then he takes it away, and the milker takes the foal's place. When they have amassed a large quantity of fresh milk, it is poured into a great skin or bottle. They set to churning it so sharply that it begins to boil up like new wine and to sour or ferment. It is pungent on the tongue like grape wine and leaves a taste of milk of almonds in the mouth. It makes the inner man most joyful and also intoxicates weak heads.
The nomads still live on dairy products and mutton, just as they did 800 years ago. From the intestines, they make sausages, which, according to Rubruck, taste better than pork sausages. The animals are not just a source of food, they also provide material for clothing and shelter, so hardly anything is thrown away. Rubruck writes,
After the slaughtering, they dry the flesh by hanging it in the sun and the wind, where at once and without salt it becomes dry without any evidence of smell.
The sheep's stomach is cleaned, dried, and later used as a container for supplies. Even without electricity and a refrigerator, this preserves the food until the winter. And who would have thought that a sheep's remains would be used as a children's toy? The vertebrae are used to play a type of Mongolian pickup sticks. In the wide, treeless steppe, Rubruk also learnt about the nomads' only heating material, dried cattle dung, collected from the pastures by the women. But he rarely spent the night in a ger. Most travelers slept under the stars. When would they finally reach their goal? 6 months after leaving Constantinople, Rubruk's party neared the camp of Monga Khan. The fourth successor of Genghis Khan lived with his retinue a few miles west of Karakorum, capital of the Mongol Empire. What awaited Rubruk in the court of this supreme ruler?
Now, those who come to the court dismount about the distance of a crossbow shot from the dwelling of the Khan. I thought I could go barefoot, as I do at home, so I removed my sandals. They placed us before the door of the tent. We were searched all over our legs and breasts and arms to see if we had knives about us. Then they raised the felt rug, which hung before the door.
The Khan's advisors, who were assembled in the tent, took just a moment's notice of the new arrivals. Rubruk and his companions were signaled to sit down and wait until they were addressed. That was how he came to witness a fortune-telling ritual. He reported,
I found out that Monka did not do anything at all without asking the sheep's bones first. He himself examined the bones to see whether they had been split lengthwise in the correct way by the heat of the fire. In that case, he was free to proceed with his mission. However, if the bones had burst horizontally or round splinters had actually broken off, he did nothing.
Then the great Khan turned to his guest. The book that Rubruk had brought with him aroused his curiosity. These are God's words, Rubruk explained. The Khan responded,
Just as God gave the hand different fingers, he also gave mankind different ways to achieve happiness. He gave the Holy Scriptures. But he gave us prophets. We are guided by what they say, and we live in peace.
Everyone should pursue happiness in his own way. Religious tolerance reigned in the Khan's empire, as long as his claim as ruler was recognized. And even as rulers of a huge empire, the Mongols remained what they were, nomads of the steppe. Rubruk quickly realized that an attempt to convert the Mongols would fail. Nevertheless, he followed the Khan to his capital, Karakorum. Rubruk was the only European who saw the city with his own eyes and described it on his return home.